Hello? Can you all hear me? How are you all doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Is everybody healthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Stay that way. So I 3D printed Paige's vase yesterday. Did everybody see the picture?
Yeah, how did you do that?
It was so cool, and I'm so disappointed that we can't do it, but we're gonna virtually print them. So when everybody else gets here, we'll chat about how to do it. But I used the 3D printer in the library.
Okay.
So I videotaped it, so I've got to splice those together, and then I'm going to send that video out to you all. But I'm going to go into campus tomorrow and print some other stuff. So if you find something, then I can go ahead and print that tomorrow. Okay. My daughter's doing school online right now, and she just told me Firefox crashed. It's not opening. So how are your other classes going?
I feel like I have more work than I did before.
Yeah, I feel like I'm about to with all the work I have.
That's no good.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it'll settle down a little bit.
This never happened to me before.
So you want to say hi to my class? Say hi. This is my daughter, Logan.
Hi.
We'll look at it in a little bit. Okay. She's having computer issues. Go figure.
Never happened before.
Well, it's almost 2:40, so we'll go ahead and get started. So why is it more work? Are they assigning more assignments or?
Yeah.
Well, if you have those classes that normally you don't really do any work in, you just kind of attend, but now that you're not going to classes, they have to assign you something.
Oh,
Yeah.
And it's
ew.
like, yeah.
Like math, like my math class, if you just went to math class and like watched the lectures and took the test, you were fine. But now he's actually assigning like math homework, which is like.
Did you do yours, Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yeah, I did mine too.
Well, good. Do your homework. This class, I'm not assigning any more assignments than are already listed. So hopefully.
Yeah, because you already did your job as a professor and actually had assignments.
Thank you. Yeah, I had them all set up. So I
Yeah.
actually want to talk about changing them and actually making them hopefully more fun and probably not as much work. So we're going to talk about that today. And I think it'll be a fun project. So I think everybody's here except for Marissa. And she emailed me and said she was having some internet issues. I guess she's back home in Michigan.
Yeah, so her family isolated themselves at their lake house instead of staying at home, and I guess the lake house doesn't have any service.
That sounds absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Must be nice.
No idea.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to make her send us pictures of the lake house. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. So I did the print of Paige's project, and I'm actually going to share my screen in just a moment to show you kind of what we did. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Let me know when you can see it. Do you guys see it?
We can see it, yeah.
So that's what Paige printed, and she got to pick the color and everything, and it's a little vase. And I actually haven't seen it in person yet, but we printed it yesterday. Chip Larkin and Terrence Martin helped me print it, and it was super quick and easy. So I videotaped the whole process, like, you know, loading the thread and the printer and all of this good stuff. So I'm gonna put that into a video so that you all can see what I did, and basically you'll just have to watch the YouTube video. Sound good? And you can see how it's done. But what I want you all to do is go find something to print. And we can adjust the size. So like with Paige's item, we put it in the printer and it'll tell you how long it will take to print. So this one was saying it was going to take like, what was it, Paige, 12 hours?
Yeah, I think so.
12 hours to print. So we like shrunk it down, and it printed in like 3 hours, and it made it a little bit smaller. So to keep it into the price range. So the education department has agreed to allow us to print these things and given each of you $5 to print whatever item you want to print. So, you know, find a couple of things and email them to me. I'm going to go into campus tomorrow and put some things on the printer, and I'll videotape it as I go for your projects. But what you want to do is go to like the Thingiverse, or you can just Google, you know, like 3D printing patterns. And there's a lot of stuff on here that is like open source. People share their plans, and you can just download the file and put it in the computer and print it on the printer. It's really amazing. I always thought it would be really hard, and then I learned how to do it, and I'm like, that's not hard at all. So when you guys get back to campus, because everybody's coming back next year, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Good. When you get back to campus, I don't know why it went to somewhere crazy. You guys can go in and you can print whatever you want, and it costs a little bit of money. It's actually not very much, but you know, you just print the little item and go into the maker space in our library there. The librarians will help you out, and you can print all kinds of good stuff. So I looked at thingiverse.com and see it's got all these patterns. Do you all see that?
Mm-hmm.
So you can print like a Yoda or
That's what I sent you. I sent you Baby Yoda.
oh, cool. So we will print a Baby Yoda. So we'll do that tomorrow. I haven't looked at yours yet. But
Well,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
cool.
just look through and find something. You can print a knife. Isn't that crazy? I'm not sure if we're allowed to do that or not. Look at these
That
funny
is the
coffee
coolest thing I've
things.
ever seen. The open aim shoot thing.
Which one?
The open aim shoot one. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Up.
Up one more.
Ah. The Heineken bottle. Oh,
Yes. It's like a bottle opener and it shoots the thing.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
Well, if you want me to print that for you, I will. That's neat. And there's, you know, Yoda. So, you know, what you could also just type in 3D print patterns. And, you know, first thing that comes up is the Thingiverse, but there's also like free 3D printable files. You can look on there. Cult3D.com. I was looking at that one the other day, and I found a cell phone holder to print on this Cult3D.com. But see how many free files there are, and then this one, all3dp.com. So like you can look at this one, and you want to make sure that you find an STL file. So if we go look at the bottle shooter that Camry wants to print, and you can just, you know, pick something, and if it's, you know, try to kind of keep it small for now, so we can just kind of play with it a little bit. But I mean, y'all can go in there, and I found this big tripod thing that you could put a cell phone on, and it was like pretty tall. And I sent it to Chip, and he said it would cost about $20 to print that, which I thought was pretty good because, you know, tripods are kind of expensive. All right, so we're waiting on this thing. Bottle opener and cap gun. That one does look fun. So when you get there, you want to look and see what kind of file it is. Let me know if y'all see it. And send me a couple, like see if, so we can make sure that it'll work. As I've been looking at these things,
Is it okay if I sent you?
What's that?
I said, is it okay if I just sent you the link? Because when you try to download the STL file,
Don't download
it's
the
like too
file.
large to send over email.
Yeah, just send me the link. That's absolutely fine. Not a problem at all.
Okay.
Let's see here. And the 3D printer we have is the Lulz bot. And that's going to be in the video that I send to you all. But yeah, look, this is what it prints. It prints all this stuff, and then you put it all together. So, and there's a cell phone holder. So basically, you want to make sure it's STL file. When you send me your recipe, I need to know what color you want. And we have, I don't remember what colors we have. I know we have blue and gray, but let me look it up. Oh, here's your files. So I clicked on the 11 thing files. Y'all see that?
Yes.
And you see these files, you've got the right half of the thing and you've got the left hand, they're the left half and the trigger and the pusher. So you have to like print it and then put it all together. And then we print all of the things at the same time and then put it all together. So I will download them. Just send me this link up here. Just grab the link and send it to me. And you want to make sure that it ends in .stl. So we could probably do this one on the printer in the library. When it prints, and this is in the video too, it prints a base layer, like it starts at the bottom and it just builds and builds and builds and prints until it's done at the top. So it's pretty cool to watch the whole thing. We were talking about doing a videotape of like the whole 2 hours and then like zooming it up to make it like 5 minutes and it would show it go really fast. So we were thinking about doing that. I'm finding right now in my email the colors you guys can use. So oh, I think I deleted it. I'll send an email about the colors, okay? As soon as we're done meeting. All right, do you guys have questions about this 3D printer? Not yet?
So if anything, the assignment, we just have to like send you an item and that's basically it. And the color, I guess.
Yeah, send me the item that you want to print. Make sure that it's not something huge because we don't have the budget for that. And then I'm going to go in and print it. I'm going to campus. So I'm going to campus tomorrow for like a half an hour. I actually have to go to Tractor Supply. So I'm going to go to campus while I'm there. And I'm going to put your stuff on the printer and print it out tomorrow. And then we'll have it all there whenever everybody gets back to campus. We can like look at it all. But send me your preferred link of the first thing you want to pick, and then send me an alternate as well. So send me 2 links. One of the thing you want to print and then one alternative in case it doesn't work.
Okay. And when is this due?
We were supposed to be doing this in class today and Thursday.
Okay.
So yeah, just you can take your time. As soon as you can get it in, the better, but really as long as you get it in before the end of the semester, that's okay with me. It's just that I won't be able to print it until later. Does that make sense?
Okay. So
Yeah.
I guess we wanted to get it printed soon, probably go ahead and do it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and
are we?
I think this is a fun assignment. I'm really disappointed that we didn't get to do this on campus. And next time I teach this, we're going to do this like one of the first things. I'm going to rearrange it, put it in the front of the class so that we can make sure that there's time to to regroup if need be. But I think it's a fun activity. So yeah, send me one thing you want to print, one alternate thing, and what color you like. Good?
Okay.
So if we're close to campus, is there any way we could get this like once it's printed?
If you are close to campus, you can absolutely go in there, and if you want to meet with the librarians, they can show you how to do it. If you want to do it that way, that's okay too.
But like I'm saying, like if I were to send it to you and then you go in and put like the orders in, would I be able to like go pick it up?
Absolutely. And if anybody does want to go print it in the library rather than me printing it for you, Chip Larkin and Terrence Martin will be happy to help you out.
Okay.
So if you are like, oh, this is so cool, I want to print something else. There's a small cost involved, and they can help you figure out how much things will cost. But you can print as much as you want, really. It's available to you outside of this class, and they actually want more people to use the makerspace. So that's something that they talked to me about earlier in the semester. So we got this 3D printer. It's super cool, but people don't use it. So they would love to make an appointment with you and go in and learn how to use the printer. So if you want to do that, or if you want me to print the thing that you send me, and then you're like, oh, you know what, I want to check out how to print something else, just make an appointment with the librarians. All right, other questions about 3D printing? It's going to be fun. Are you all still with me?
Yes.
I can imagine you guys are tired. I'm really tired too, so I understand. I'm helping all of the other instructors try to figure this whole thing out, and it's been exhausting. I'm sure that you can imagine. I mean, it's like it actually is my job, and it's fun most of the time, but when it's like a week and you have to get your class online, it's crazy. Okay, so the chapter presentations, everybody got the email from Paige?
Yes.
And it's on the discussion board. So everybody go in and look at that. That was going to be next week's assignment. So just go in, watch it when you can by next week. And I still haven't looked to do new due dates, and you all know how I feel about due dates. So as long as we get all the assignments done, and we're near the end, so like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're at 3D printing. That's super fun. But I'll send out some dates, but definitely, you know, by the end of the semester. But you guys are good. You guys are all doing a great job. Yes, Camry. I see you.
So I kind of had a brain fart, and
Okay.
over spring break, I left my technology book at home,
Okay.
which is 3 hours away.
Okay.
And I have a chapter 10 presentation.
Okay. I can scan it for you.
Like
I'll scan it for you.
oh my God.
You want chapter 10?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? My my book's on campus too.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, so chapter 10 for Camry. Anything, Elizabeth, you have a question?
Yeah, last night all that was due were the video podcast links in the Flipgrid, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
If you haven't gotten that in, don't worry, because we have to put the class video together too still.
Wait, we had a Flipgrid due yesterday?
Did we?
It was about fair use.
It's a Padlet.
Padlet.
Oh, well, yeah, we get that due.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't
Yes.
know that.
The Padlet. And look, you guys, if you're late, don't worry. And if you have an assignment that hasn't been submitted, I will email you and say, hey, where's your assignment? Deal?
Okay.
Yes.
I don't care if it's late. We just need to get them all done.
The reason that the Padlet probably didn't show up it doesn't show up in like the actual coursework. It just shows up like at the top what's due today. So it's probably why it didn't show up.
Yeah, that's why I didn't know, because I did the video and podcast link because that was in coursework, but I didn't see the Padlet.
Okay. Well, go
You
ahead
know.
and find that Padlet. I'll email you that. I'll email out the link to the Padlet. That way it'll be easier for you all to look at. Sometimes things don't make sense in Genzabar, you know. I put them in there and I'm like, oh, well, they can see it, but sometimes it's hard to see, and I understand that. Other questions?
Yeah, what are our assignments due next week? Because it doesn't show up that we have any assignments due next week.
What?
Wait, I thought it did.
It's
Yeah,
the
about
3D print. It's the 3D stuff. That's this week. The whole entire week this week, we were going to be spending doing 3D printing. So that is the only thing. And let me pull up the schedule.
Yeah, I have a question about that extra credit thing too.
Which one?
It says extra credit ISTE certificate of completion.
That was that class that was on Twitter that we could have done. It was in February. Paige did it. And Elizabeth, did you finish it?
I didn't.
Okay, that's okay. You know what? I start things all the time and I'm like, whoa, what did I do?
Yeah.
I signed up for it. I'm like, oh, that's not gonna work. So yeah, don't worry. Don't worry about that, Haley. If they offer it again though, I highly recommend you take it because it was really good. And when you're trying to get your CEUs for licensure, you can use that. Do you guys know how that works? You probably know better than I do. You know, teachers have to maintain CEUs for licensure year after year. Yeah, no, maybe.
No.
Yeah, you have to like renew your license, yeah.
Yeah, to renew your license, you have to prove that you're doing professional development. You can use things like that class to do that. So that was, it was a really good class. And if you guys stay in touch with me, you know, if I see something like that, I always share those things out on like Twitter, and I have a Facebook tech tools page too that I use a lot. All right, so here where are we? 324 to 330. So there's a mixed reality lesson plan that'll be due. That's the one that we're going to do on the different format, not the NCWC lesson plan. I said you could pick your format. Do y'all remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Using mixed reality, and mixed reality is what?
It's like virtue or virtue.
Like virtual reality and augmented reality. So like you could say, you know, I did this, I want to do this Google Expeditions thing with my students. So you can write a lesson plan about that. We chatted about that the last time we actually met in class.
Yeah, there's just not a place to turn it in on. That's why I didn't know like when it was due or what.
Okay. I don't have a place to turn that in.
No, ma'am. Well, not on like the coursework thing. And you might have it, it just might not show up.
Well, let's look. Mixed reality lesson plan. That's what I called it, right? My computer's being so slow. Okay, so yeah, I don't see it either. Finalist portfolio. UDL lesson plans. Okay. Well, how about it? Padlet. Flipgrid. Okay. I will add that. Mixed reality plan, and that can be in the different format. Okay.
When's that gonna be?
Let's move that due date because it was supposed to be 331. So let's just move that until the 13th. Does that sound okay to you guys?
Yes.
And now you have plenty of time. Just keep in mind to get it in there. So I'm going to make that due 4/13. That's the last day of class. So that gives you plenty of time to mess around with it. And I know you guys are under a lot for your other stuff too. So then we had, this week we're going to talk about mixed realities, gamification, the maker movement. That's like 3D printing, and analytics. We'll skip analytics. And then we looked at Google Expeditions earlier in class, so we got that done, so that's cool. And then the chapter 10 presentations. So I'm going to send that information to Camry. And Camry, are you in touch with Marissa? You said you guys are going to FaceTime to get that done?
Well, I was just planning on just doing the first half, and she'll do the second half, and we can put it together.
That's fine.
I think
That's
the
fine.
easiest
That's what, yeah, that's what Paige and Elizabeth did. And find some kind of cool assessment tool to put in there too. Like,
Okay.
I think the other ladies did an Ed puzzle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Or like a Kahoot or something.
Yeah, you could do a Kahoot.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. Everybody loves Kahoot.
Mhm.
Okay, so the other thing was, so the lesson plan, we're gonna just set that to the 13th, and that's mixed reality. If you guys have questions about that. And as we move forward, we've got a couple of weeks to kind of figure out the rest of the schedule. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I'll go ahead and put it in coursework. And then the teaching tool that can be 3D printed in the library makerspace, that's the email you guys are gonna send me of your stuff you wanna print. And then next week, we were gonna bring in our 3D print to share with the class. And then, and I have these robots that I want to do something with. So this is gonna be fun. Do you see it?
Yes.
So this is a Sphero, and like you roll it around on the floor. So what I have in mind is we're gonna make an obstacle course, my daughter and I, and videotape the instructions, and you all can tell me what you think the instructions will be to get the robot from the beginning to the end of the obstacle course, and we'll have a competition to see who can win. That'll be super easy. That'll be like next week or the week after. It'll be fun, I promise. I'm not going to make it hard. You don't have to write a paper or anything. You just have to say, okay, I want the robot to move 10 degrees for 1 second, and then it has to move 20 degrees for another second, and then we'll videotape to see what happens. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. So don't let that stress you out. It's not going to be hard coding at all. We already did the hard coding. Okay, what else? Other questions?
Where'd Paige go?
Where'd Paige go? I don't know. Elizabeth?
The final paper, what is that going to be on?
The final paper, that is this one, the final paper. It's a reflection about the class. And I think it's in the syllabus. So we'll talk about that in a little bit too, like talk about what you learned, how you'll use it. You all have done a great job, and I think that you've learned a lot, right? But yeah, we'll look at that, but it'll be a reflection paper, like maybe 2 pages.
Okay.
Grant, are you waving your hand? Is your name not your iPhone?
Yeah, it's him.
That's
What date?
cute.
Yes.
Okay. Chapter presentations we got figured out. Camry, I still need your part of the video about the lesson plan. Did you get that email? I'll send you an email.
Okay. About what?
We did a video, and the last time we met in class, we all took a piece of the North Carolina Wesleyan College lesson plan and just explained what had to be in there.
Okay.
I'll send you some individual directions, and then I'm going to splice it. I'm going to splice it all together, and I'm going to screencast, hopefully, me splicing it together to show you all how to edit that video in. Yes, Elizabeth?
So there's a final presentation too. That's on the coursework.
Mm-hmm. That was supposed to be the final class, and I have to do a UDL presentation too. So we'll just use UDL lesson plan since we're not actually meeting, and, you know, maybe meet in class and talk about universal design for learning, you know, maybe next week or something. So
Okay.
just do the UDL lesson plans. We won't do that final presentation.
Okay.
Okay. The one assignment that I really wanted to talk about and perhaps redo is this web tool 2.0 tools group projects. Do you all remember talking about that at the beginning of the semester, and you all decided you wanted to group up? No, you don't remember? Basically, you were supposed to pick like a bunch of tools. It was like 20 or something that we didn't talk about in class and put them on a website. So I'm rethinking this assignment. I think there may be a better way to do it. I don't know if y'all have looked at social media lately. Does everybody use social media? Like Twitter,
Yes.
Instagram,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Does anybody hate social media? It's okay if you do. Everybody's like okay with it. So if you look on Twitter, like, and look up instructional technology or anything relating to education right now, there is so much stuff out there. So I was thinking, rather than doing a website, maybe we could do like a hashtag for the class and post ideas of how teachers can use online resources for teaching in the midst of this mess epidemic we're having. What do you all think about that?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I think it would be easier than this other assignment, which is, I'm trying to find it, sorry. We got all these standards in the way. It's the group. Okay, this one right here. Using a website program of your choice, candidates will create a group page to review and evaluate 10 Web 2.0 classroom tools that have not been used in the class. And then you guys determine division of duties. Each tool should be presented in a 250-word description that includes a screenshot, possible uses in the classroom, possible uses with diverse learners, and a sample work or a tutorial video. So what do you guys think about doing like a class hashtag for that instead? And we could share that with our Wesleyan community, like the teachers who are struggling to get classes online, and we could post, hey, here's our ideas. You know, for example, everybody loves Kahoot. Put the link to Kahoot or the link to the tutorial how to do a Kahoot and post it with our hashtag, rather than doing this website. What do you all think?
I like that.
Yeah? Everybody on board?
Yes.
Do you think Marissa will be on board?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have a problem with using a hashtag?
We'll just use like Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, I see using Twitter, but you could use Instagram too. Does everybody have a Twitter account?
I think so. I don't know. I don't really use Twitter. I don't know if I do or not, honestly.
That's okay. You know, and if you don't have an account and you don't want to open an account, but if everybody's okay to do this this project this way, you could send me your suggestions and I could post it for you on Twitter.
Okay.
That way,
works
you know,
too.
it wouldn't be you or whatever. That way, you know, I can just say, hey, you know, and I'll post it. I don't mind to do that. And we can come up with like 5 each, 5 little small suggestions for teachers to help them use technology to keep teaching, right? Like in the midst of this academic shutdown. Make sense?
Oh, when would this be due?
But well, the thing was due by the end of the class, so it would be due by the end of the semester. So I would want 5 posts from each person. Does that sound fair?
Yeah. And the post itself, we just talk about the technology, I guess, and how they
Yeah.
would use it?
Yeah, so here, let's look at it. So we'll look at Twitter. I'm teaching a class right now that's a video class for faculty. So if I look for that hashtag, that's, what did I call it? NCWC videos for EDU is the hashtag I use. Of course, none of these faculty members use Twitter, so, so I don't think that, oh, but look, there's one about Kahoot. So basically, if we look up the hashtag, we can see. What?
So she's right here.
Is that
Paige's
Paige?
browser locked her out. Yeah, the browser locked her out and won't let her back in. So she emailed you, but she's here.
That's awesome. Hi, Paige.
Tell her to download the app.
Oh my goodness.
That's crack me up. All right, so you all see the screen where I have this hashtag NCWC videos for EDU, and then I've got stuff that I've shared, right? So they can be short. So you don't have to describe it in 250 words. You have to describe it in whatever in the world Twitter allows you to do.
So we use that hashtag?
No, not this one. This is for my other class. We need to make a hashtag. And then I'll share it out like on a tech tip with our faculty and say, hey, check out this hashtag for good ideas about online resources for teaching. My daughter's laughing at me. Why are you laughing at me?
I thought you were talking to yourself at first. So
Oh, she thinks I'm talking to myself.
I walked out here. I was like, are you going crazy? What's going on?
All right. So anyway, there's you've got that one. There's some other hashtags that are, on Twitter that have to do with online learning. There's one that's that I saw the other day. It's remote learning. And then lots of people post about this stuff. So you guys like that idea? Rather than that boring website? And maybe this will help people to have ideas about how to go online. And we can make it specific to Wesleyan teaching and share it with our faculty. And I think they would like that. I think they think that was cool that we were, putting that together. So this remote learning, see teachers log into classrooms, tips for remote teaching. So if you guys see something good or you want to say, hey, I think this is good. So we have to figure out what our hashtag is going to be. Anybody have a creative idea? Do we want to think about it?
Yeah.
And meet again and talk about it next time?
Yeah.
How about NCWC Tech?
That's good.
Let's see if that'll work.
NCWC Quarantine Tech.
I like that. Well, how about, I like that about the quarantine though.
You could do COVID-19 learning.
Yeah, but we want one that's going to be specific to us.
14.
Quarantine Tech. Oh, look.
Oh.
That. Jeez,
What about NCWC
Quarantech?
NCWC Quarantech.
Nope, we could use that.
Awesome.
Do you all like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Does Paige like it?
Yes.
Okay. So that's going to be our hashtag. So your assignment is to look at Twitter. And if you find good ideas or if you have good ideas and even specific to teaching and learning at Wesleyan, I want you to post 5. Okay? Is that reasonable?
So what was the hashtag again? Can you email it to us?
I will email it to you. I'm writing it down. NCWC Quarantech.
So if we don't really use Twitter, can we just send you our 5
Yeah.
suggestions?
Yeah. If you don't use social media, send me your 5 and I'll post it for you.
Okay.
Is this more fun than the other website assignment?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I thought it'd be fun. I thought, you know what? I think that our teachers would appreciate it because there's a lot of people that are really stressed out right now. So I think that this would be helpful. It would be some kind of giving back socially, right?
Yes.
Like community service. I think that would be better than, you know, just doing a website that nobody's ever going to use and nobody's going to look at but me.
Good point.
I say share the wealth, right? So yeah, good idea. So you can go ahead and post it on Twitter if you want, or email it to me if you want, and we'll get those up there. And then I'll share it like next week. I will share out I'll share that with the campus community and say, we created this Twitter hashtag, check it out. And then some other social media resources as well, like my Facebook page that I have, it's called Tech It Out with Erin Lori. And then ideas about how to use social media in teaching, because there's a lot of really cool stuff that we can do with social media that is community service online. Okay, that's all I have, I think. Do you all have any other questions?
When is the reflection due?
That'll be due by the end of the semester.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
No?
Nope.
You all get some sleep and take it easy, okay?
Okay.
Don't get the coronavirus.
Don't get the coronavirus. Stay home. And if anybody has any, you know, any issues or anything with this class or anything else, feel free to send me an email. But
Okay.
hopefully the rest of the assignments we're doing in this class, hopefully they'll be fun and they won't be too difficult for y'all. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right, you all stay in touch and send me your print jobs. I'm gonna go in tomorrow morning. And then if you don't get them to me tomorrow, that's okay. I'll probably go in another day next week if they don't close everything down. I'll keep them printing for you. And then the librarian has also said he would print stuff for us too.
Okay.
Okay, so 2 prints and what colors you want.
Okay.
All right, y'all have a great day.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.